Well, hello, all souls. I don't know if you remember, but the last time I was here, I had lost my bifocals, so I couldn't read and see you all at the same time. And now I've found them. Miraculously, we found them during the move, which is the opposite of a lot of other things that have happened. But now that I have them, you guys are so much better looking than I thought. Amazing. I would have, preached better if I knew how good looking you were. Anyway, all right. So one of the things that was produced by me forgetting my glasses and I couldn't see your reactions was I invited you all to participate a little bit in the service and give me feedback as I was saying things. Hopefully good, but it doesn't have to be good. That still stands. That invitation still stands from now until forever. I want you to be a part of the whole thing here, right? And I want to interact with you as we build relationships and share ideas with one another. I want that interaction to be available during the reflection time too. So please feel free. Having said that, we're not going to get a reflection today, not really. We're going to do a little something different. Because I need to get to know your soul. I need to know who I'm preaching to and what your needs are, what your gifts are. And so today, we're going to do a little exercise that I hope begins to paint that picture. And not only for me, but for you all as well. So here's what we're going to do. The exercise that we've planned hopefully facilitates me getting to know you, maybe a little bit you getting to know me, and certainly you all getting to know each other a little bit more. We're going to give you, eventually, 2 prompts. You've got those cards there on the pews, all right? I invite you to write one word, Unitarian Universalists. One word, unless you want to be here until tomorrow. The threat of time. Yes, one word per prompt, right? You get 2 prompts. That means 2 words. If you need to, you could put an ampersand or an and in between those 2 words, right? 1 word per prompt. Rick's already got the prompt up for you, but I will read them to you. The first prompt will be, what does your heart yearn for? What does your heart yearn for? From your engagement with this congregation and the tradition in which it operates. 1 word. What does your heart yearn for? Second prompt is, what gifts do you bring from your heart into this space? So this is a way of getting at, what do you need, what are you seeking, and what are you able to share with one another, with this congregation and this tradition? What do you yearn for? What do you bring? 1 word for each response. You anticipated my excellent participation, by the way. Hi, Marks. No, it says here, don't worry about signing them. Yeah, we actually want these to be anonymous. And that way, like, all of them have the same weight, right? They all have the same weight. And what I hope happens is that they form sort of a cascade of ideas and intentions and needs and gifts and vocabularies that just sort of wash over us like a soul bath, right? Of this congregation. I'm calling these soul cards, by the way. So that's when we say soul card, that's what that means. Incidentally, we'll collect them in the same way that you do normally collect joys and sorrows. We're not going to be reading joys and sorrows today, but if you have any joys and sorrows, you can put them in the same, do do them as you normally do them, and then we will save those and put them in the newsletter this week. But we're not going to be reading them today, otherwise the nature of this exercise, it would just be too long. So that's not a permanent change. Permanent changes will come, but not today, except for me, I suppose. So after we collect your responses, Henry and Joe will read them aloud. That's where the soul cascade comes from. Yeah, hopefully they will create this oral cascade that touches upon and draws forth and reveals and affirms our collective soul. And after that, we'll take a moment of silence. And after that, I'll give an extemporaneous response. Now, I need a pencil. I forgot to bring a pencil up. Thank you. I'll get it back to you after service. All right. So that's what we're doing today. Have you guys, we're just going to go right into that, I think, right?
Say it again.
Okay. So you all, is this clear? How many words? Two total? Yes, okay. All right. Okay. We'll be back in a moment. So Joe and Henry will alternate the reading, and as we do that, I invite you, if you would like to, if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes and just let this wash over you, or however you want to receive it, whatever way feels best for you to receive it, do that.
Can you hear this? Okay. Friendship, compassion.
Depth of feeling and listening.
Connection, gratitude.
Friendship, friendship.
Insight, perspective.
Acceptance, love.
Fun, presence.
Community, openness.
Connection, children.
Peace, giving.
Friendship, love.
Community, love.
That's connection, curiosity.
Compassion, friendliness.
Community, music.
Community, listening.
Food, Halloween.
Friendship, camaraderie.
Connection. This is two words, but they have to be together. Liturgical skills.
Connection, association.
Knowledge, participation.
Inspiration, analysis.
Climate justice, direction.
joy, willingness,
belonging, laughter,
connection, friendliness,
friendship, peace,
community, compassion,
space, definitions,
community, kindness,
connection, teaching,
acceptance, empathy,
yearn, safety,
values, caring,
oh, this was 2 cards. Yearn, harmony,
friendship, volunteer,
spirituality, history,
community, dedication,
knowledge, energy,
companioning, commitment,
stability, comfort,
community, music,
kindness, myself,
solace, acceptance,
music, singing,
community, welcoming,
enlightenments, communication,
community, openness,
connection, listening,
truth, enthusiasm,
connection, encouragement,
participation, joy,
care. I think this is competition or compare. I'm not sure what this is. Companion, maybe?
friendship, garden,
Preteens, pickles,
community, caring,
connection, diversity,
peace, love,
fellowship, ideas,
peace, love, support,
community, uniqueness,
love, acceptance,
community, directness,
nourishment, openness,
community, tolerance,
enlightenment, perseverance. That one, perseverance. There's a V in there. Sorry.
bonding, growth,
Connection, energy,
connection, openness,
community, connection,
community, love,
tolerance, patience,
thoughtful in parentheses, proselytizing,
community, generosity,
connection, diversity,
peace, music.
Thoughtfulness, thoughtfulness.
Friendship, love.
Connection, acceptance.
Connection, authenticity.
Love, love.
Connection, empathy.
Inclusion, love.
Belonging, embodiment.
Community, friendship.
Friends, piano.
Fellowship, love.
Community, openness.
Community, humor.
Peace, kindness.
Connection, friendliness.
Growth, inclusion.
Welcoming, smiles.
Connection, support.
Mindfulness, friendship.
Experience, involvement.
Love, goodwill.
Encouragement, trust.
Understanding, peace.
Association, love.
Inspiration, music.
Fellowship, ears.
Friendship, willingness.
Community, fellowship.
Connection, openness.
Curiosity, compassion.
Community, time.
Sharing, nature worship.
Connection, creativity.
Connection, just one.
Connection, laughter.
Empathy,
Community, teaching.
optimism.
Community, kindness.
Sincerity,
Fellowship, friendship.
memory.
Community, compassion.
Intentional engagement.
Community, kindness.
Acceptance, compassion.
Community, creativity.
Comfort, diversity.
Community, time.
Belonging, music.
Inspiration, kindness.
Heart, sincerity.
Friendship, acceptance.
Grace, song.
Rootedness, fruits.
Unity, love.
Engagement, listening.
Community, truth.
Fellowship, music.
Justice, empathy.
Converts,
Acceptance, compassion.
connection, enthusiasm.
Inspiration, talents.
Community, music, and graphic arts.
Community, song.
Bring, caring.
Community, empathy.
Peace, humility.
Community, friendship,
encouragement, smiles,
trust, willingness,
yearn, religion,
working together to help each other and make our community a world a better place. Help or youthful honesty.
equanimity, community,
Small groups and community. Music and art.
seen, and self.
All right. I'm curious, what did you all hear most? What was the word or two words that you heard most? What was community and connection? Yeah. So that's a little weird to me. You all feel a bit like a community. It made me wonder, can you yearn for something that you already have? Yeah, I suppose you can. And the other thing it made me wonder about, most of the terms that we heard, I think, had something to do with relationship, relationality, whether it be connection, and of course connection leaves the subject. I only let you have one word, so the subject of connection could be with each other, it could be with God, it could be with Gaia, it could be with the school district. I mean, but connection is certainly important in religion, and it's a relational term. And of course, community is also a relational term. So we'll definitely be leaning into how to cultivate meaningful and deep relationships with each other and the world in which we find ourselves. We'll do that in a number of ways, one of which is here on Sunday. We'll also do some small group experiences. Someone wrote experience. My personal hero wrote experience. I love experience. I don't want to sit up here and give you food for thought. If all I'm doing is giving you something to be fascinated about, I have failed. And I really don't, know what we're doing. I want to give you an opportunity to transform yourself and the world. I want to give myself that opportunity. I want to give you all an opportunity to cultivate those deeper senses of connection and meaning such that it possibly changes your behavior and posture with one another and with the world. I want this to be an experiential organization, not just one that we can agree with. In that same vein, I really appreciated somebody wrote enlightenment. I think that's a really important thing for us to yearn for, because a lot of times, this is a bit of a criticism of Unitarian Universalism, so pardon me for leading with this today, but we kind of assume that we're enlightened. Right? We take our principles, we look at them, they're great, I agree with them. That means that I already know how this thing works. But in fact, what I want us to do is assume that we're not enlightened, right? Assume that we actually can engage in programs and be generous with each other in such a way that it encourages us on a path. This isn't a destination, right? If it's a place, maybe it's a boat, and we're traveling together. Okay. What do I bring? What do I yearn for? I yearn for connection too. I yearn for the connection, that sense of being known and knowing not only my human compatriots, but my plant brothers and sisters and siblings, and my ecosphere, and my city. I want to feel that depth of context of being known and knowing on a personal level. And I think that goes back in a way into experience. Like that's an experience thing. We can feel that in our bodies. And so that's what I bring. That's what I yearn for, I should say, is how to programatize, how to make that systematic. How can we develop this path that carries us into a deeper knowing and a deeper sense of being known? And what do I bring? Well, I bring 11 years of experience in the pulpit. I hopefully bring a sense of humor, humility around vocabulary concerning young people. And together, right, I think that I invite you all to participate with me in finding ways for us to move along together, not to be satisfied necessarily with where we are, to accept who we are, where we are, and then say, all right, how can I get that feeling of deep meaning and personal knowing of each other and the world that we live in? So that's, I guess, and this is probably, it was a trick question in a way, because what you yearn for is often what you bring anyway, right? Like one of the things that we bring to this place, and maybe this is the point of the exercise that I'm talking myself into now, is that what you bring here most is your yearning. I actually want to encourage that. I want you to bring your yearning here, and let's activate that yearning and let it guide us as a community, right? Yeah, all right. I'll tell you a little bit more about me next week and what I hope to do with you all. And hit some like practical nuts and bolts things that we want to do together. We're gonna have fun with our liturgy next week and the week following that too. We're gonna rearrange some things on purpose next week, and then the following week we're gonna rearrange some things on accident. And that's just to like get us to like loosen. I gotta knock some rust off. It's been a minute since I've been in this position. It's been a few months now, and a lot of boxes and miles in between me and the last time I was in a pulpit. So I'm knocking the rust off, and we'll knock some rust off together and open this space up to see what flexible new arrangements we can come up with that are authentic and meaningful. All right, so until then, I will leave you with the blessing that you all actually provided for one another. I hope those words ring in your ears and in your heart. Be open to sharing your yearning with one another, right? Like if you want community, a good way to build that community is by sharing your yearning with one another.
Yes.
All right, as we leave this sacred place, this place that we have constructed together, that we have built with our yearning, let us go knowing that this is a community, knowing that you are part of a community. Let that feel good in your heart, and let that good feeling in your heart expand to encompass those next to you, in front of you, behind you, and everybody else in this room. You have blessed each other with your words today. You have blessed me with your invitation to be here. I thank you. I look forward to our time over the coming years together. Let us go in peace, and let us go with music.